Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Rich Reviews. I know I normally post on Tuesdays, but given the fact that it's Thanksgiving week and we're all celebrating Thanksgiving in some form or another, I like to post my latest review for you guys here now. And this might be an entry into the dishonorable mention category. This is the aptly titled Run. And this is directed by the same guy who made Searching. I heard that film was really good. And originally this was going to drop sometime early this year. Of course, the pandemic hit, and what do you know, this went straight to Hulu, and even Hulu can sniff out a dog here and there. Now, again, people are somehow praising this film, and it has a 94% Rotten Tomatoes, and congrats to those people who happen to like this film, and even on Twitter and whatnot. This happens to be one of the most ludicrous films that I've ever come across in recent years. If you have not seen every psycho-bitty genre film, just wait until you hear what I have to say. First and foremost, this film starts out with a list of medical terms that if you're not a doctor or a person in a hospital, you might not be, or if you have just never heard of these particular things in general, you might be like, oh, this is amazing, I get to learn something. No, it's not. So, Diane Sherman, played by Sarah Paulson, and Sarah Paulson has done magnificent work throughout the years lately, with 12 Years a Slave, with the American Horror Story stuff, with the American Crime Story stuff. She is probably one of the most wasted performances I've ever come across. As I said, Diane Sherman, we see in the beginning of the film has given birth to a daughter named Chloe. Chloe, 17 years later, has all these ailments. She's confined to a wheelchair. Soon comes to discover that mother might not necessarily be up to no good. Her mother is literally out the door every time the mailman comes, which clearly is not a good sign. He's like, yes, if I hear anything, I'll give it to you. There's a garden outside, which clearly tells you something. Now, from what I've been reading about this film lately, or just after the fact that I saw this, apparently the Sarah Paulson character has Munchausen by proxy, which that was news to me. And of course, the daughter slowly comes to realize, oh yeah, mom is nuts. The pills that I'm taking are actually her pills. And characters just make dumb decisions. Folks, if you've never seen the classic film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, or several other films in the psycho-bitty genre, which deals with people who hold people hostage, or even that very famous scene starring a very young Misha Barton in The Sixth Sense, which her stepmother is doing Munchausen by proxy. Again, there is nothing here. When I first saw this trailer, I found myself thinking, I got the story in a minute and a half. Why do I need to sit through this for 90 minutes? Because literally, do you not understand where the story is headed? If you don't know where the story is going, why should you care? The mailman gets his own scene. Why should I care about this mailman? I know what's going to happen to this mailman when he runs afoul with the Sarah Paulson character. And of course, there's always that obligatory scene in a hospital where someone decides to take someone out of the hospital knowing that they're unwell, and they're trying to desperately communicate to the hospital staff that, oh yeah, something is so desperately wrong. I just don't understand what attracted Sarah Paulson to this material. I really don't. The director has himself to blame because he co-wrote the screenplay. And maybe he wrote that before he did Searching, and then Searching was a big hit. And basically, he was like, oh yeah, I had this other screenplay that was never made. And I would like to get this done. And oh yeah, Sarah Paulson could be on board because Sarah Paulson probably could easily identify with this character. And the only scene that quite possibly could work is maybe the last scene. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about Run, which basically don't run to see this, maybe slow, try at best to see this, I'm going to give this basically, sadly, and only see it when you're drunk, yeah, I'm running, man, to see Sarah Paulson. Yeah, so folks, Run, have you seen this? What did you think? Please put everything in the comment box here below here, folks. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, and raise yourself of knowledge. I'm Michael Rich, Rich Reviews 2 on Twitter. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray.